Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Two Idiots Reading Comics. This week is episode 28. This is Deathstroke, Volume 1, The Professional. This comic came out in 2016, part of the Rebirth edition for DC. Glad you're joining us this week. Hope that you're subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, getting us out there to everybody. Like I said, hit the like button. You can find us on Two Idiots Reading Comics on YouTube and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Also, go follow us on Two Idiots RC on Instagram and Twitter. And also, like we said last week, we are now on Facebook as Two Idiots Reading Comics. Come join us. Every week's a new week, and hopefully we can make it better with y'all. All right, let's get into it.
And welcome to episode 28.
Woohoo!
Let's do this again.
Yeah.
Davis's wife is deathly afraid of birds and one got in the house.
Yeah, so that was a fun few minutes.
Yeah.
But it's all good. Everything's taken care of, and everybody's all right.
This week, Deathstroke, Volume 1, The Professional.
Yep. Started the DC Rebirth series.
Yeah.
Like we talked about on the story, the podcast before. This is what got me into
That's the
comics.
first time
really.
you started buying anything other than Star Wars on the monthly.
Yeah, because
put it on your pull list.
Because for Marvel, Disney restarted the Star Wars universe, got back into issue 1s on that, and I picked up here and there DC, and then this is where I got into Flash, Titans, Teen Titans, Batman, Nightwing, Cyborg. Probably threw Red Hood in there. I don't know. It was a lot.
We both added a shit ton.
Well, yeah,
of
and
stuff.
you see the date, 2016. That was towards the end of our runs of.
Yeah.
This is what screwed us over.
Yeah, we added way too much to our pull list and couldn't keep up. But written by Christopher Priest.
Yeah.
Art by Carlo. Oh Lord, Pagulayan.
Pagulayan.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Jason Paz, Larry Hama, Joe Bennett, Mark Morales, and Bellardino Bravo.
Yep.
And then colors by Jeremy Cox, letters by Willie Schubert. I think you had a couple more I didn't put on here.
No, that's all I have for letter.
Okay.
Just
Okay,
Willie
cool.
Schubert.
All right.
Collection cover artist ACO and Romulo Fajardo Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Original series covers ACO and Romulo Fajardo Jr. Carlo Pagulayan, Jason Paz, and Romulo Fajardo Jr. again, and then of course created by Marv Wolfman and George Perez.
Yes.
So a lot of names in this one this week.
Yeah.
Whew.
They just couldn't nail down an artist, could they?
Yeah, they had to change it up every time. But I also, talking about that, I didn't see.
There were a couple panels that looked different from the other ones, but other than that, wasn't a whole lot.
Why change artists that many daggum times?
I don't know.
Man.
What'd you think about this? Because
All right.
to be honest, I didn't like it, but we're already here and we already read it, so we're not changing.
And see, that's the honesty you get from us.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking, Slade, a.k.a. Deathstroke, is, to me, up there with one of my favorite villains.
Oh yeah, I love the character. He's a complete badass, and I love watching him.
We talked about when we did the Teen Titans. He was the first villain that I was really introduced, other than the Joker. Everybody knows the Joker, but as this is a mainstay DC villain, was in Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, didn't know any of his backstory from that show, but I was really expecting a lot more out of this.
Well, this is also where they tried to do a little bit of anti-hero type stuff. And I don't know.
But
So I think he's better just as a straight villain. But
as a villain that takes care of his own shit, and whether that means he ends up being good.
Yeah.
But it's always for his purpose, where this tried to make it seem like you're saying, he's also a good hero. Like, he's a hero. It just...
Or you could even just made it a straight up assassin book, but this is... And I'm not even... I don't know. the more of like the writing just wasn't. I'm not gonna say good because I mean obviously I can't write, but um, there were some like unnatural cuts to this.
I was
And
about to say,
I was gonna ask you first because I made the mistake of trying to watch this during an Auburn game,
oh, that was a stupid idea.
and as like even when I went to halftime and I started to read it, there were like some confusing cuts to this where like I'd flip or I'd do the next page and like suddenly like where
Nothing
the
made
fuck
sense.
yeah,
Nothing made sense from the last page.
and there's mainly the first two issues that were like that. When they stopped fucking with whatever that time dude was, it seemed to get like a little bit better, but not much.
But that was weird because you start off with Slade, or you don't know it's Slade because it doesn't look like him. His hair's darker than silver.
Yeah.
Which is like a dirty blonde.
Yeah. The only thing that I think I know what you're about to talk about. The only thing that was consistent the whole way through was Slade's an asshole to his kids.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was about it. But even then, you didn't know. I mean, I knew Slade had two kids, Grant and Joey, but the whole aspect of them being in the wilderness in the snow didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Then you didn't fill that in for 4 episodes, three issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, the time dude, I got super fucking confused with what was happening.
Yeah. On like a page to page basis.
Like in like page 4 or 5 of the entire issue. We're in the desert.
Yeah.
And it's this Humvee vehicles. Then next page you cut to Slade and
his kids.
No, Jazaki, the guy that hired him.
Yeah.
They're saying, yeah, somebody's dead now, and then Slade just randomly just starts talking.
Yeah.
And it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. And then like his like computer guy basically.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I don't know if it's like them trying to pull that like quirky like he's only half paying attention but he's still doing it correctly.
Well, they didn't write it well.
He's holding like 5 different conversations at once, but it did not come off that way. And
it just sounded like Slade was talking to his computer guy.
Yeah.
And then his computer guy was just ignoring the fuck out of him.
Yeah. And I guess through like in the background of this entire volume, they had that whole thing of like, is this certain senator going to get voted in? Because if he does, it stops.
No, it allows the genocide for Jazaki to keep killing whoever he wants.
Yeah, it stops them from going into like whatever country in Africa they're in and stopping them. But at the same time, it seems like everybody is double crossing everybody, and it got super confusing.
All right. So we know that Batman's a detective. Yes. And so they write the comics in a detective way. You're trying to figure out the story. Yeah. I felt like that was what I was doing this entire damn time.
But it was not a detective
story. It's not right. In no way was this a detective story other than Slade trying to find out who put the hit out on his daughter.
Yeah.
That then we find out Slade put the hit on the computer with an encryption just to wait and see who could solve it and go after them because he knew they were going to go after her because he was Slade's daughter. Wait, yeah, you missed that, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought the boyfriend went after it.
Slade apparently put the hit up on the website, but encrypted it. It was on the dark web for a year before her boyfriend, air quote, decrypted it and then put the hit out on her or accepted the hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because so all I can figure is Slade did it.
Like testing his daughter or something?
No, either testing his daughter or finding his enemies. Like if somebody calls the hit on her, they know they could probably kill her to get to Slade.
Yeah.
So then Slade knows, all right, he called out the hit. I'm going to go after them now.
Huh.
That's what I got from it. And, I mean, you got something else from it. So it just...
I guess I knew that the boyfriend was going through the hit on Rose to get to Slade. I missed the part where Slade was the one that put it out himself.
You get, and the only reason that I think it happened like that was you get the whole Batman's with Ravager, Rose, Slade's daughter by an Asian mistress, is the Ravager's asking Batman, like, why aren't you going after Robin? Like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, Slade's just misdirecting us. And then Robin, encrypt, like finds everything, and then that's when he tells, like, Slade already knows what's happening. Like,
Yeah.
Slade has set all this up from the beginning.
And then,
Dude, this was a confusing
and then
fucking
issues
story.
1 through 3 were completely about that wintergreen guy
Yeah, and then all of a sudden just
trying to figure out who like killed or was attempting to kidnap him.
Then you have this weird bar scene.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, here's another just weird shit show.
And then who is that superhero?
That's what I was about to say. So you're in the bar.
Yeah.
It's Wintergreen and Slade and the bartender who was with the guys in the beginning.
Yeah.
Or in their last mission together that went bad. And it's not Slade in the costume. It's some black guy with 2 earrings, 2 pierced ears. It's not Slade.
Okay. I gotta stop trying to read during football games then.
Oh, yeah. So they're at the bar. Slade doesn't talk, or who we think Deathstroke is, doesn't talk. All of a sudden, disappears.
Yeah.
This weird rando guy shows up that apparently created the suit that Slade's wearing that can take kinetic energy hits.
Yeah, that's the superhero guy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't seem like a superhero. Was blowing every damn thing up in the
Yeah.
world. Goes back to the bar. Wintergreen's on the phone. Hands a wad of cash over his shoulder to the guy that's pulling the hat off. It's a black guy. It's got 2 got 2 earrings in his right ear. Wasn't even Slade. And then they don't say where Slade is after that.
Yeah. Hopefully y'all understood this better than we did, because honestly, we were planning on doing volume 1 of The Sandman, and we saw it was like 200 pages.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is a quick, easy 5 issues. Like, we'll just do this one.
We'll pull it up because I got to make sure that I'm saying it right, because this is.
But I mean, like, I guess the whole thing was confusing. Like, there was just jumps everywhere, and you're like, well, at some point they're going to tie it together, right? And they just didn't.
Well, until like the last 2 pages where they're like, oh yeah, he's it was the boyfriend.
Well,
Then
yeah,
that's
but
where
that
it is.
doesn't.
Yeah, but then it's
That
just
doesn't
it.
explain
It's
the
just,
first 3 issues. I did think it was funny when he had Robin captive, and he was just Robin was just sitting there making fun of him the whole time.
Well, and what was good was Ravager's like, why aren't you going after him? He's like, he wouldn't be a very good sidekick if I had to go rescue him every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was also Damian Wayne. I love Damian Wayne
Poor
as
Jason
Robin.
Todd.
Oh, jeez, man. All right, so we're at the bar.
Yeah.
Everybody pulls their guns on each other.
Yeah.
So Deathstroke leaves. Damn it.
Yeah.
And they have a little fight, have a little fight. Jesus, that was the most action. And there you go. This is when Wintergreen finds out that there's a hit on Ravager, which starts the whole story. That's not Slade Wilson in the Deathstroke outfit.
Huh. I did not catch that. I think as I was mostly looking at that bottom part.
Yeah. And then once that's over,
And then they don't explain it at all.
Wintergreen's killed the guy,
Yeah.
the bartender, hands the wad of cash over. Next page, it goes to her. It goes to the daughter and doesn't explain any of it. And then you don't realize, like, I didn't know that was Ravager. And then all of a sudden she's wearing black hair and she's apparently has precognition.
Yeah, she gets these selective moments where she can see into the future if it drastically affects her. Basically, she's about to die. She's going to see it beforehand.
Yeah, I
don't know.
Man, this story, really cool guy, really cool
Like, all the characters are awesome, but like the execution on this was not great.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, the senator that they wanted to keep in office,
Someone
Slade betrays that.
He
It was his
blackmailed him.
computer guy that walks up and hands him an envelope, and then the dude commits suicide.
Because it was
him and some kinky stuff. And
but I mean, I look at my notes, and I think I literally write the word confusing on every freaking issue.
yeah, I mean,
I don't know. And sorry to Christopher Priest if you're watching this, but come on, man.
like, it almost felt like where it shows where we have 6 artists, it's almost like it was 6 different writers.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, once the issue ended, all right, then we're not going to talk about that again. Hell, 3 pages. Oh, we're never going to talk about that again.
Yeah.
Then we're just going to move on to the next page. And then this. How many times did Wintergreen show up with a brand new look that
Yeah.
then you realize, oh, that's Wintergreen?
I didn't realize
Like-
it until like issue 2, or like halfway through issue 2, that all those same people were Wintergreen.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it couldn't happen to a cooler character. I don't know. Like, sorry guys. Like, this one really confused me. I don't know what to tell you.
But you've got this really cool character that, yes,
Yeah.
Batman's one of his foe.
Yeah.
Why would you have a reboot? His very first volume, his very first 6 issues, and you're going to bring Batman in.
I don't think bringing Batman in is a bad idea. But
All right.
if you're trying to get people to buy your book, write a simple story.
Well, my thing is Batman had nothing to do with this story.
No,
The
but
only thing that tied in was Gotham.
if you've ever like paid attention to any like if you've ever bought any like DC comic books for a long a long enough period, you'll realize they'll pop in a Superman or pop in a Batman or a Wonder Woman. In pro wrestling, they call it popping ratings. It's like
But
they'll randomly in the middle of the summer, it's been like 2 months since WrestleMania, ain't a whole lot going on. Oh man, our ratings are dropping. Let's just make it Stone Cold Appreciation Night for no fucking reason at all. And Stone Cold will show up for 5 minutes at the beginning of the episode, stun one like major bad guy, and then he'll be gone. And he'll get a big ass paycheck. And the ratings on Raw that week will be astronomical. And then the next week he won't be there, and they'll go right back down.
I guess that's what happened.
And they do it in comics too.
And I guess because this was a soft reboot and they needed a catch, a draw.
Well, here, how about this? You tell a clear, interesting story for the first 3 issues.
This story was weird.
Yeah.
And then the whole fucking left turn. Like,
Yeah.
you're talking about it. Like, for the first 3, it's Wintergreen, the guy from Africa, and Slade.
beating the shit out of his kid.
Well, yeah. And then, we found out now Ravager, his daughter, has a hit out on her. We're going to just completely change the fucking story.
Yeah. I mean,
I would read, again, you'd read like 3 pages, then all of a sudden someone would cut. I was like, did I miss something? Like,
you
I would
remember how bad the original cut of Batman v Superman was?
Yep.
Me and you were sitting in the theaters, and they cut it up so much that it was
That nothing
hard
flowed.
to follow.
Yeah, nothing flowed
Nothing
together.
flowed. And then me and you sat down and watched the extended version.
And it was fucking beautiful.
They only added like 2 minutes, but they didn't.
But then put the cuts back right.
Yeah.
Or back original.
They didn't cut this, they kept the scenes together, and it just made tons more sense. And that's basically what happened here, in my opinion.
Yeah, it seems like there's missing pages. Like, there was a couple times, like we talked about, there's a couple times, like, and we're reading on Comixology, I felt like Comixology didn't upload a few pages.
Yeah.
Like, I would flip. Oh, shit, what happened? I'd go back. Then I'd check this page.
I've
and I was
never
just
had to, go back and forth between pages I just read more than I've had to in this book.
And this wasn't even a detective comic. Like,
No.
I would get that reading Batman or a detective something, but this was just a story. There was nothing to figure out. I mean, there was a little bit of a thing at the end, but...
Yeah. But we've been hammering on the same point. So, we still have a little bit of time left. Let's just all say something nice about the character Deathstroke.
He's a fucking badass assassin.
He is a badass assassin. They have him do a lot of things that you would think cross the line, and somehow we still continue to cheer for him.
The
Have
biker
you watched,
guys.
Young Justice season 3 yet?
No, I haven't.
So I binge watched I rewatched season 1 and 2, and then went straight into season 3 all in the matter of like a week. And obviously, Deathstroke finally shows up in season 2 towards the end. but he's in season 3 more.
Oh,
And
nice.
they just portray him as the badass, like, don't give a shit character.
Which it is. He
Yeah.
has a healing factor
Mm.
almost as good as Wolverine.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I think people forget he was part of the League of Assassins too.
yeah, because Damien fucks with him about
Yeah.
that. Dude, those might have been the best.
Damien making fun of Deathstroke, which actually turned out to be a robot Deathstroke, was
Still,
probably some of the funniest shit in this entire book.
but it also didn't jump back and forth.
Yeah,
it was
I
like
know.
one continuous, like, and that's how it ended.
Actually,
the
it
ending
was
just,
jumping back and forth, but they only jumped back and
it
forth
worked.
between Rose and Batman,
Yeah.
and then Damien and Deathstroke, and it's like, okay, I can handle just these two going on.
But yeah, Damien fucking with him about being in the League of Assassins, and like, even you couldn't be in here. Like, you aren't good enough to be in here.
Yeah,
And but Slade's like, I'm the one that has you captured.
yeah.
But that was fun.
He was like, not for long or whatever. But
Yeah. I love the character. I
Yeah.
mean,
this run is still going. I don't know if Christopher Priest is the one writing it, but this is still technically an ongoing series. Maybe it got better. Maybe we just suck and can't understand certain comics. Let us know in the comments if y'all got something better out of it. But,
no, what I did like was kind of how Deathstroke was trained, where he doesn't care. Like, he'll kill. He has no
Yeah.
remorse. If he's going to shoot you, you're dead.
Mhm.
But
yeah,
his
any type
daughter,
of- he viewed everything else as a weakness. If you care,
his daughter, who was trained by Nightwing, trained by Batman,
Yeah.
had that inkling of, I don't want to kill for no reason.
Yeah.
Where the biker gang came up
Uh-huh.
and was where she had her precognition that one was going to shoot her.
Yeah.
That she would only wound him.
Mhm.
And Deathstroke made the comment, "Well, this is weakness. Why would you not kill?"
Yeah.
And that fight scene was pretty cool.
Mhm.
But there was good points. I mean, there's good parts in this, but I think that's
There's
about
good
it.
action scenes. I'll give
Oh,
them
yeah.
that. But I know these past 2 episodes have been kind of short, but I don't think there's much we can say more about this.
Again, I mean, it's the first of Rebirth, so it was a starter.
Yeah.
It was a startup. So
I think if you're gonna do issue 1, your first story arc needs to be like kept simple.
Either kept simple
simple
or
and
just
effective.
something like crazy.
Yeah.
That kind of
Yeah.
what Venom does next week.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about it.
A complete 180.
Yeah. Because I think I said it on things I read the other day, and I was like, I think Danny Cates might be. Is it Danny or Donnie? I always fuck that up. I think it's Donnie.
Donnie.
Donnie-
Donn.
Donnie Cates might be things I read's favorite or writer.
Well, you've got 3 on there in just the past 2 weeks alone.
I mean,
Thor,
2 months.
2 months.
I
Thor,
haven't done Thor yet.
crossover.
Oh, you're talking about on things I
And
read.
your things you read.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I know on here spoiler, we've already said it, but the first 4 volumes of Venom is going to be
Our new continuation.
our continuation for the
Yep.
first of the year. That Doctor Strange thing we read, and I imagine we'll get to Thor at some point.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be long.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
So-
going to be too hard. But I guess we can stop bashing.
yeah, sorry about it, but
Stick with us. It gets better. We're going to hit a slow patch.
you know how bad or confusing it has to be for us to say something bad about it. Like, we generally go in and don't expect much.
Yeah, and yeah.
We've gone into stuff where, like, me and you, honestly, like, yeah, I didn't like that, and we've gone, yeah, it's not bad. It was pretty
Yeah.
good.
And this
So-
is, whew.
But hopefully you enjoyed it. I promise we're not like this every week.
No.
If this is your
Please.
first episode, but yeah, we'll get to a book we know we love.
Yeah.
And
Come back next
see you
week.
next week.
Please come back next
We're
week.
doing volume 1 of Donny Cates' Venom run.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite things in a while. So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, Sorry about it, and I guess we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.